You know, I remember when I was a kid and we used to be out somewhere. The family would be out. I'd be out with my grandparents and we would be visiting other family members' home or neighbors. And then you would see a dark cloud rising and you knew a storm was coming. And my grandparents used to say, "Hey, y'all, we got to go. There's a dark cloud rising. Let's go home." So we would go home before the storm reaches the destination there, right? Well, I've been warning white people for 30 years that a storm was coming. Y'all better speak up. Get ready. Tell the truth before it's too late. But they wouldn't speak up. They appeased the blacks. And they went along with the lie that it was about slavery and Jim Crow. I'm like, no. Not about Jim Crow. I grew up under Jim Crow. And prior to that, slavery was so-called slavery happened. Black people were not complaining about slavery. They were doing quite well, thank you. But the white wouldn't speak up. Oh, it's about police brutality. I'm like, no. Black people have been taught to hate ever since the civil rights movement. They are not thinking for themselves. They have no values. The black men are no good. The women are taking over, and they're out of control. And the men who are involved with the women have a woman's mentality. They don't know what they're doing. They forgot what it's like to be a man. But the white people didn't speak up. I'm like, this is spiritual. And I said to the white folks, black people are not getting the truth in their homes, their churches, and I got proof here today. They're not getting it in their churches, the schools, the black politicians, or the liberal whites. Somebody got to tell them the truth. But no one told the truth. I was the only one out there telling it. Maybe, I want to say maybe a couple other, but I don't know. And now, Mommy Africa is alive and well in America. They are now in the white communities, threatening white people. All summer they burned white businesses. They killed white people. They raped, they murdered, they robbed white people. No one did anything. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and all of them, we're going to bail them out. No worry. And somebody deliver bricks and weapons to them so that they can rob, steal, and kill white people. And white people ran even more so. They're running to Texas. They're running to Georgia. They're running everywhere. You can't run. Evil will destroy you no matter where you go. Inside you first. If you don't deal with the evil within by being born again of good, it will destroy you. And then it will destroy your family, your children, the cat, the dog, the grass, the paint on the house will all fall apart. Then it start destroying the neighbors, everyone. That's what we see happening to black people and now to white people. Unless a miracle happened, and I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. Charlie Brown. So it's possible that white people will start standing up before it's too late and this thing will change. But if it doesn't, you're giving up your land. They're after your land now. They've gotten everything else. They're after the land. And if you doubt me, call Mommy Africa, South Africa, and the whites over there will tell you exactly what's happening here happened there. They changed the police force. Instead of an officer coming to your help, to your rescue, they sent in a social worker. And the social worker hates you too. So, God bless America. And it's just going to get worse. I pray that white people start standing up before there's a civil war, a race war between the races, because that's what the government want. The government have tea parties every night in their homes, praying and celebrating how close it is for a civil war to break out. Because they know if it does, they got you. And the good citizens would be turned into criminals. Because the criminals are already criminals, and they don't want to do anything about those people because they already have control over them. But the good citizens will become criminals. And it's getting to that point. Because as human beings, you can only take so much evil. After a while, you got to say, hell no, we won't go. What do we want? Peace. When do we want it? Now. And if you doubt me, watch this. This is from the post-millennial. Activists in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, staged a protest at a neighbor's home on Monday, alleging that he was a racist. Police were called when the man could be seen holding a gun. And then the man inside of his home, who appeared to be holding a gun against the evil ones who were outside of his home, intimidating he and his family, could have killed everybody in the home. He was arrested, not the people in front of his home. The blacks out there being stupid in front of his home. But the homeowner was arrested. Watch this.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah, y'all see him?
Yes, Pete. Hey, Pete, you're going to have bigger problems, man. You're going to have bigger problems, Pete. I would advise you to think twice. I don't think you know what's out here, buddy. I care about you. I don't want you to find out.
So he's pointing his shotgun out the window.
And you know, in all seriousness, Pete, we are not intimidated by you in the window, good buddy.
We sound the
Because I don't think you understand what's out here, man. I keep trying to tell you.
Nobody care about you like that.
That's all I'm saying, man.
Because this ain't going to be that. This ain't going to end like that. I'm telling y'all.
Prime said there's more than meets the eye. Right now, your eyes ain't letting you see what's out here pointed at you.
Yeah, he's pointing that gun through the window.
Hey, is there a birthday party going on? Are we going to have another birthday? All right. Yeah.
So the cops were called. The cops walked past the thugs, the criminals who were in front of a private home, intimidating a family. And the man seemed to be protecting his family with the Second Amendment. The cops were called, and they walked straight past the criminals, the thugs, up to the man's home. And he was arrested according to the report. Not the criminals in front of the home in your own neighborhood. They're afraid to arrest the criminals because they don't want to be called racist. They don't want to lose their jobs. They don't want to be threatened by the criminals. So they go up to the man's home and go after the innocent. It's easier to arrest the innocent. But the thugs who are protesting in front of his home, black people, they let you get away with it. Do you see how this is going to encourage more and more of this? It's insane. The inmates are running an insane asylum. The cops walk right past the criminal, not make them leave this man home. Get out of this neighborhood. You don't belong here. They went after the man in the home who was protecting himself and his family. Is this America or what? But this is because white people have not stood up. The crazy inmates are now running an insane asylum. According to Gateway Pundit, the call to action was started by a Facebook page called Justice Tour 2020 by a man named Von Mays and a man who describes himself as Milwaukee's Malcom X. Isn't that amazing? Y'all are bringing out the worst in these black people. Black people have no love. They are evil to the core. And by you cowering down to them, and by destroying the police department, and allowing these people to run wild like this, it can't get better. There is no better in this. The cops walked past the thugs and went to the innocent. This man has a right to have a weapon in his home to protect his family. A bunch of thugs show up at his house threatening him like that. What do you think he's supposed to do? It's amazing. What are we looking at now?
This is him being arrested.
The man being arrested. Not the thugs, but the man in his home who was protecting himself from the thugs who showed up. That is mind-blowing. Now, do you believe me when I say South Africa is happening in America now? This Justice Tour 2020 page, Facebook page, is littered with people's phone numbers, addresses, and call for crowds to show up at their home for protest parties. And the one thing that black people love to do is party. They don't love to work. They don't love to build, but they love to party. I don't know what you come for, but I came to party. It's crazy. The Facebook page alleged that the Milwaukee resident called neighbors the N-word, waved a Confederate flag. He has a right to do that. You still don't have a right to gather in front of his home. Black people use all kind of words about white people and one another. They call each other Uncle Tom and the N-word and sellout if you're not one of their madness, a part of their madness. Why they can get away with it, but not you? Antifa and Black Lives organize on websites like Twitter, Facebook, and others. And those people allow that to happen, but let a conservative disagree with it, you gone like not going north. They are helping to encourage destruction in America. Von Mays on his Facebook page says, is there a constitutional right to protest in that way? That's not true. Just because you disagree or you don't like a person because of their color or you believe that they're your enemy, you do not have a right to go to their home and protest. According to the Constitution, and I'm black and slow, it says peaceful assembly. I can't get over the fact that the cops walked past the thugs who showed up at a private home and protest and threatened, and the man shows that he has a gun. It's a warning sign because he didn't have to show that he had one. And instead of arresting the thugs, they arrest the innocent man. I don't know who instructed these officers to do that. Take this guy out of his home and throw him in the lion's den. And the thug celebrates. So you're saying to the thugs, okay, y'all go after the innocent ones, the ones you don't like, and we'll come arrest them if they even indicate that they're going to protect themselves and their family inside their homes. This is not even on the streets. This is not America, folks. You're letting some evil people go out of control. It's up to you. But you haven't seen nothing yet. And I believe that Donald Trump will be reelected in a way that we never imagined. It's going to be so many people voting for him. But the Democrats will do all that they can to stop that. Because the last thing they want is the great white hope to be reelected. That means that they'll have to wait 4 more years before they can totally take over America and destroy you and control you. Amazing things are happening, but the new world is within. I recommend you return to the Father, be born again of the Father, so you can overcome fear and in the right way stand up. This is from D-Live. Based Boy 88 says, police do what blacks say because black are willing to hurt police. And he goes on to say white must do the same. I don't think the whites need to turn into the blacks. You shouldn't be willing to hurt police. But whites need to start standing up, speaking up, saying no, and voting these people out. And voting in a government that works for the people and not against the people. You don't want to become like evil. You want to overcome evil. And he also donated a Ninja Genie. Thank you, Base Boy 88. I absolutely appreciate the donation. Thank you. But you don't want to become like evil. You want to overcome evil with good. And those who do not fall and give in to the temptation of evil, you have a greater source working in you. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Really. But you won't know that if you're angry. Because Satan would control your mind and cause you to go out and do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, and you will be destroyed. It will set you up. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.